Hi, my name is Madhav Sharma and I am the owner of Silky Fusion. I am sure you all have heard about the trade war going on between the US and China and how both these countries are using tariff as a tool. So I just thought to talk about it and what will be the impact of these tariffs in the hair business. We'll discuss this tariff thing in 5 chapters. In first chapter, we'll discuss about the current situation, what are the tariffs and how it will be calculated and all. The second chapter, we'll discuss about how these tariff will affect the price of the product. And in third chapter, we'll discuss about how this tariff will affect the industry, what will happen with the businesses and all. And on fourth chapter, we'll discuss about is it a crisis or an opportunity for the businesses. And in fifth chapter, we will tell you how we can help you in this situation so that you can start your hair business and you just survive and thrive in the industry right now. So in chapter 1, we'll discuss about the current situation. So right now, a couple of websites are claiming that the percentage is 245, whereas some websites are claiming that the percentage is 145, the tariff percentage. So my client or my friend, no one is importing hair directly from China, so it's really hard for me to let you know the exact percentage. However, that I know that President Trump is not in favor of those businesses who are importing hair from China, or I would say President Trump is not in a favor of those businesses who are doing business with Chinese companies. So in chapter 2, we'll discuss the impact of these tariff on the price of the product, and for that we have to take 2 scenarios. First scenario would be as the prior one, in which there wasn't any tariff on the product, and the second scenario would be the current scenario in which the tariff has been implemented on the product. So hypothetically, let's say that you are a big buyer in the US and you are importing hair from China, and the cost of XYZ vendor quoted you $20 of $30 of 20 inches weft, right? 20 inches weft, $30 price, and let's assume your company A, right? So the price of the product is 30, and to bring that product from China to the US, and because you're ordered in bulk, so the logistic is again very nominal. So let's say $5 is the shipping cost. So the landing cost would be $35 of 20 inches per bundle. After that, there isn't any tax as per the prior condition, of the tariff. So but again, there are a couple of expenses in handling and all. So let's say that $5 is the miscellaneous charges of the product, which makes it $40 per bundle of 20 inches. And now the only element which is left is your profit. And usually I'm assuming that like my clients usually put 100% of the profit on the product. So I'm assuming that the cost of the product is 40, the final cost is 40, and $40 is also the price of the profit of the product. So now the selling price of that particular product of 20 inches weft in this case is $80, right? $80 is the selling price which you are giving it to, let's say, business XYZ, right? So I am repeating again, 20 inches is the weft, $40 is the cost price, $40 is the profit, which makes the selling price of the product $80. This is scenario 1. Now scenario 2, again same, the constant part is the length of the product, the price of the product, and the shipping price of the product, because these are constant. These are not controlled by the US government or by the US policies. This is merely which is you are getting it from the Chinese vendor. So in this case, in this scenario, in scenario 2 also, the price of the product is 30, shipping cost is 5, which makes it 35. So now you have to implement 245% of tariff on $30, which makes it 105, plus shipping charge of $5, plus miscellaneous expenses of $5, which eventually comes up to $115. And we haven't added any profit in this $115. So, and I'm sure nobody would able to mark up 100% at this price. So but let's assume that even only $40 is the profit which any of the client would implement on in scenario 1. let's assume the same profit in scenario 2, which is $40. So now the selling price in scenario 2 is $155. So now business X, Y, and Z used to purchase 20 inches wave for $80. Now they have to purchase it at $155. And that's the question, whether they would purchase or not. I don't think any business would do that, because it it, it crashes the entire calculation. So I don't think, even if I am in place of X, Y, or Z, I could not even digest that the price of that particular product, which was $80 earlier, now I have to purchase that same product at $155. And let me remind you, company A hasn't increased the profit in scenario 2. In fact, in terms of percentage, the profit percentage is reduced merely like 40-45%. But again, the final price of the product is $155 due to this tariff policies. So now we have discussed how these tariff policies will impact the price of the product. Now let's move towards the next chapter, in which we will discuss how these tariff policies will impact the hair industry as a whole, right? So now you can easily see that importing hair from China now is not at all profitable, not at all cost effective, right? So because the price of the particular product in scenario 2 is almost double of the price in scenario 1. So again, it's not at all profitable. But here I would like you to think as a buyer of a company A, like which I said, business X, business Y, or business Z, whether you would purchase the product which in scenario 1 you pay $80 for that product, and now in scenario 2 you need to pay $155 for that product. Would you do that? Because as far as in my opinion, I would never do that. Being business X, I could not purchase a particular product for which I was paying $80 earlier, and now I am paying $155. So if company A is still procuring hair from Chinese companies, I think it's a suicide in the business, because business economics would not support this at all, in my opinion, right? So I would like you to think about it. Just try to be a buyer of company A and decide whether you would pay $155 instead of $80 or not. That's a small exercise. I would like you to do it to understand the impact of these tariff policies in the hair businesses. Now let's move towards the next chapter, whether it's an opportunity or a crisis for the hair business in the US. So as you have already understood the price point, how the price is affected, how the industry is impacted. Now I would like you to think, let's assume that out of 100, 50% of the businesses are purchasing hair from China, right? Out of 100, 50% are purchasing from China, and 50%, rest of the 50% is purchasing hair from different countries, right? Whatever country you would like to name it, just 50% is China. That's what we are discussing right now, correct? So because it is not profitable right now to purchase hair from China, so these 50 companies out of 100 are in a dilemma, or I would say in a researching phase, from where should they purchase hair now, because importing hair from China is not at all profitable. The business economics is not supportive in this situation. So they are either going to India, they are either going to any other Asian countries, or whatever. I don't know what all countries usually you people prefer, but 50% of the businesses are right now out and searching for a correct vendor for their business, right? They are starting from zero and trying to streamline their supply chain so that they can do business. So now I would again ask you to think like this: out of 100, 50% of the competition is not in the market right now. They are searching, they are doing their research, which I believe you have already done or you are also doing. So 50% of the competition is already out of the market or at par with you, because you are also researching and all those 50 companies are also researching. Now you decide, is it an opportunity or a crisis? 50% of the competition is at par. In my opinion, this is a life changing opportunity. If you take correct action and start doing the stuff, you might stay ahead of that 50% of the competition. So in my opinion, it's an opportunity, it's not at all a crisis. Move towards the next chapter, the fifth chapter, in which we will tell you how we can help you in the situation. Right. In past also I have created videos, and I have always told my clients that we have created couple of business enablers. Like we have created two ebooks. One would tell you more about the hair technicalities, and the other would tell you about the business economics of the industry and all. So we have created these two ebooks. The third business enabler which we have created is a market research report. We have created a lot of market research report which would tell you about how to select a quality, what should be the go-to market strategy, and each and everything. And we have created not for all the countries, but majorly a lot of countries like the US, the UK, for Nigeria, Germany, France, and whatnot. So we have created market research report, and then we have also created a startup checklist. If you are a startup, all the details are mentioned on the checklist. You just need to make sure that you have considered all those points which you have mentioned, and I think it will help you a lot. And the good part is you don't have to purchase here for get these business enablers from us. You don't have to buy here from us. You just need to either you can WhatsApp me, you can email me, you can call me that I want these business enablers, and we'll provide you that business enabler. But yes, if you work with us, we will provide you after sales services which no other company is providing right now. Secondly, we also help you in marketing as well, like helping you with professional reels and stuff like that, in meta ads and all. So what you need to do is, let's say if we work together, you just need to make some raw videos, and we'll make a final professional looking reels out of those videos which will help you in your business, right? So we can definitely help you in the situation like this. So I would like you to share this video with your friends and family who are struggling to find a correct vendor for their business, or who are planning to start one, because this is a lifetime opportunity, and I would request you to take full benefit of this opportunity, because 50% of the competition is again standing at ground zero and trying to establish their supply chain, trying to streamline their supply chain. And if you start taking action, you will be ahead of that 50% of the companies. So please think about it, and thank you. Bye bye.